Thank you. I'd like to begin talking about the border by quoting our present Pope, Pope Francis. This comes from his third encyclical, Fratelli Tutti. If every human being possesses an inalienable dignity, if all people are my brothers and sisters, and if the world truly belongs to everyone, then it matters little whether my neighbor was born in my country or elsewhere. This is a core value of Catholic social teaching. It is a core value of the Sisters of St. Joseph and Associates, unifying love, love of God and neighbor without distinction. Our border ministry actually began in El Paso, Texas, working with an organization called Annunciation House. Ruben Garcia has been spearheading that organization for over 43 years. We have been ministering there for several years with sisters on their board, and in recent years in direct service at the shelter. Then in 2019, we heard about Catholic Charities Shelter in Laredo, Texas. It's located in a very poor area and in a diocese that is only a little over 22 years old. So they don't have the organization that, say, our archdiocese has. So right now, our focus has been mostly on working at Catholic Charities in Laredo, Texas. On the left in this picture, you see Sisters Joanne Geary and Sandy Straub and one of the volunteers serving dinner in El Paso, Texas. That's at Annunciation House, and they have this warehouse called a Casa de Refugiados. Part of the warehouse has been made into a lovely dining room, complete with murals done by local artists. Notice the difference between El Paso and Laredo. Sisters Patrice Kulik and Sister Joanne Geary are serving dinner outside. It's outside because there's no dining room big enough at the shelter in Laredo to keep the distance that's needed during the pandemic. All of the meals in Laredo are served outside, and it doesn't depend on the weather, rain, cold, whatever, we serve all meals outside. This is just one of the many needs Laredo has, and why we have assessed that this is the place where we can best do our ministry. One of the joys of our lives as volunteers is the children. Their parents bring some of the saddest stories I've ever heard. The inhumanity and violence that has happened in their countries is absolutely mind-boggling. However, to see the joy on their little faces after they've showered and had some food, to watch them play in the yard brings a satisfaction and a joy that I cannot describe in words. That's Sister Linda Straub in the top left-hand corner. Linda does not speak Spanish, and she felt that her major job was to hold any baby that needed to be held while we were there. I'd like to end with this quote from Father James Martin. This is what Jesus never said. Feed the hungry only if they have papers. Clothe the naked only if they're from your country. Welcome the stranger only if there's zero risk. Help the poor only if it's convenient. Love your neighbors only if they look like you. The Sisters of St. Joseph, along with our associates and partners in ministry, support the work and the mission of caring for the dear neighbor without distinction on our southern border. We welcome you tonight to please join us in that ministry. We don't do this alone. There are other religious communities here in the St. Louis area that we work with. We work with the Catholic Charities, both in Laredo and here in our own archdiocese. We also work with the Commission on Justice and Peace. This is a collaborative effort, and we invite you tonight to collaborate with us, with donations, and most especially with your prayers and care. Thank you.